Welcome to the channel about news from around the world. While you subscribe and like it, we're going to start. The American magazine The National Interest has reported that the countries of the collective West will soon lose the economic advantages they now enjoy, thanks to the dominance of the Western financial system in the world. There will be 5 significant consequences of this retribution. The first consequence will be a revision of history. The United States and Europe have for decades pursued a selective interpretation of history to their own advantage and to the detriment of others, deliberately distorting history in an attempt to portray Western countries as good and their adversaries as dark forces. The world's perception of many historical events has already begun to change. This is facilitated by the spread of internet and social networks where everyone can express their point of view. In the near future, these processes will be accelerated. The world will actively talk about the consequences of European colonial oppression and the destruction of indigenous peoples and cultures by European pioneers in the US and Australia. The second consequence will be the loss of influence of Western international organizations on the world economy, finance, culture, sports, and other spheres of life. The third consequence would be the loss of the US world policeman status, which would lead to a marked weakening of NATO. The US military-industrial complex will lose large orders for military equipment, and the US budget will lose a significant part of its income from arms exports. The rest of the world would soon announce the removal of American forces from its territory, making the planet a safer place, with no one to fuel armed conflicts. The fourth consequence will be a breakdown of the Western financial system. The US and EU countries will face capital flight. American and European stocks will start to depreciate, and the dollar and the euro will lose their status as major reserve currencies. This will force the US and the EU to live within their means and cut government spending many times over. Naturally, this would lead to a marked decline in living standards in all G7 countries. Finally, a fifth consequence would be a collapse in the credibility of the Western press worldwide and above all in the USA and Europe. This will weaken the leverage of governments over the socio-political life of Western countries. Thank you for watching. If you're interested, subscribe and leave a comment.